Right now on ABC 10 News at 4 o'clock, we're less than a day from finding out if Governor Gavin Newsom will stay in office. He and several challengers held their final rallies today looking to garner supporters. We talk with local voters ahead of Election Day. Plus, some commotion at Grossmont High School, what prompted a protest on campus today, and confusion and controversy over COVID vaccine exemptions. Who can get a legitimate medical exemption?
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
We're just hours from California's gubernatorial recall election day. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt. Governor Gavin Newsom and challengers are making their final pushes to voters in the high-stakes race. President Biden is also in Southern California in a show of support for Newsom at his final rally tonight. Here at home, nearly half of all registered voters already turned in their ballots. ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianco is live from the Registrar of Voters' office with what to expect from voter turnout. Rachel?
Hi, Kimberly. Turnout is expected to be high, especially considering this is a special election. All day we've been watching people either drive up and drop off their mail-in ballot or go inside and cast their vote in person. We haven't seen any really long lines. It seems to be going very smoothly. Now, officials here with the Registrar of Voters say of the nearly 2 million mail-in ballots issued, more than 837,000 have been returned. That is nearly 43% of registered voters. Turnout is expected to be 70%, which would surpass the 2003 gubernatorial recall election of nearly 67%. People on both sides of the issue are spending the remaining hours working the phones and going door to door. The latest polls show Governor Gavin Newsom keeping his job, but political experts say Republicans could still pull ahead on Election Day.
Right now, the ballots that have been returned by mail seem to be a pretty even reflection of what the party registration is in the state overall, which is deep blue, with about 2 Democratic ballots for every 1 Republican ballot turned out so far. But what we saw in the 2020 election is that Republicans in California now prefer to cast their ballots in person. And so as these vote centers have been opening up over the weekend and through Election Day, I think we'll see the next group of voters coming in more strongly Republican.
There are 131 ballot drop-off locations open around the county. If more than 50% of Californians vote to recall Newsom, the opponent with the most votes would become the next governor. Now, today the polls here will close at 5, but they'll be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Reporting live in Kearny Mesa, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Rachel. As we mentioned, later tonight, President Biden will be in Long Beach for a final rally in support of Governor Newsom. They'll both speak at Long Beach City College. Earlier today, Biden surveyed wildfire damage in Sacramento and Idaho. He also got an update from local authorities on recent fire activity in both states. Meantime, in San Diego County, more than 800,000 mail-in ballots have been returned. Thousands also voted early in person. The candidates are rallying today and volunteers are working the phones. ABC 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie is in Escondido, where a group that wants to see the governor recalled is making their final push.
And the volunteers are here inside making phone calls, picking up door hangers to take out into neighborhoods, trying to get the final word out.
We have such incredible challenges here in California, and I have never done this before, but I realize it is the time.
Linda Colby has lived in California for 43 years, but says the state of the state brought her here to pick up signs and door hangers today.
I'm concerned about our children. I'm concerned about the goodness of our state. I'm concerned about businesses not being able to thrive. I'm concerned about, the high cost of living.
Those concerns driving her out to canvass people in her Rancho Bernardo area who haven't voted yet. Today and tomorrow, that's all that's left. The Yes on the Recall campaign has its volunteers and the list of challengers for Newsom's job. Each has plans to get out the final word to their supporters and anyone still on the fence. Meanwhile, Governor Newsom has the heavy hitters. President Biden will be here in the state to support him keeping his job. Tonight, he'll attend a campaign event for the governor in Long Beach. Biden has said the recall of the governor would put the state in danger of going backwards in the fight against the pandemic. If more than 50% of Californians vote to recall Newsom in Tuesday's special election, the opponent with the most votes becomes the next governor. The latest polling, though, does favor Newsom keeping his job. And this group will be here until 7 o'clock tonight. In Escondido, Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
The candidate polling as the favorite to replace Newsom should be recalled is Larry Elder. He held one of his last campaign events in Los Angeles this morning, and our latest poll shows him with a big lead over the other challengers, including Republican John Cox and Democrat Kevin Pathrath. Meantime, here in San Diego, one organization is urging a particular group of voters to cast their ballots no matter which side they're on. ABC 10 News reporter Nate Holmes is in Otay Mesa, where local leaders hope to mobilize the Latino vote.
Alliance San Diego believes that this election is critical to Californians, including the Latino voters. So they are encouraging the Latino community to get out and cast their ballots in the gubernatorial recall election. Standing behind me, you can actually see them gathering. Now, Alliance San Diego says Latino voters make up 1 of every 4 votes in the county, but if they don't vote, their voices won't be heard.
The role of a governor is to lead us on issues of climate change, of public health, of civil rights. And who that governor is going to matter. And so in this recall election, we have one question to answer, which is whether we want to recall Governor Gavin Newsom or not. That question should be decided by all of us, including Latino voters.
Now, the press conference this morning is being held at the Montgomery Waller Community Park. It's also one of the many polling locations around the county that will be open Tuesday. Alliance San Diego says as of right now, only a small number of Latino voters have cast their ballots in the gubernatorial recall election, but they are encouraging members of the community to get out and vote. The Registrar of Voters Office is also allowing voters to cast their ballots at any polling locations around the county. So the group is also hoping that this will make access easier for those who still need to vote. And a list of all of those polling locations can be found at sdvote.com. In Otay Mesa, Nate Holmes, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Nate. ABC 10 News is your source for the special election. We'll have live coverage of the governor recall vote on air and streaming all night tomorrow. You can stay up to date on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or your computer or phone. To watch, just download the ABC 10 News app or go to 10news.com for important stories on the biggest issues and the top candidates. We have breaking news now. Sky 10 is live over Duffytown, the law enforcement training center in Miramar. And San Diego police say an officer was accidentally shot in the right leg. Little else is known at this time, whether he was shot by his own gun or someone else's. We are working on getting more details of the circumstances that surround this incident, as well as working to find out the condition of the officer shot. We will keep you updated. Today, Capitol Police arrested a transient from Oceanside who had a machete and a bayonet parked near the Democratic National Committee headquarters in Washington, D.C. As ABC 10 News anchor Vanessa Van Hefty found out, the man has an extensive criminal history in the East and North counties.
Around midnight, a special ops officer came across this truck while on patrol, a pickup with a swastika and other white supremacist symbols painted on it right outside the DNC headquarters. The truck had an American flag in lieu of a license plate and animal antlers in the front grille. Inside, the officer found a bayonet and a machete, both illegal in Washington, D.C. The driver, 44-year-old Donald Craighead of Oceanside, arrested for carrying prohibited weapons. He told the officer he was on patrol and ranted about white supremacy. We did some digging at courthouses in the North and East counties today and found Craighead has a rap sheet with various felony and misdemeanor charges. In November of 2020, Craighead was charged in the North County for trespassing and threatening and drawing a knife on another man. In 2019, he was arrested and charged after stealing cigars from a Santee cigar shop. And in 2015 and 16, he was charged with evading officers, reckless driving, and possessing illegal drugs. Oceanside police confirmed they cited Craighead in March for a minor infraction, saying he was a transient with an Oceanside post office box. His arrest in D.C. overnight happening while Capitol Police are on heightened security, preparing for potential clashes during an upcoming right-wing rally on Saturday in Washington. Vanessa Van Hefty, ABC 10 News.
Well, it's not clear if Craighead was planning to attend any upcoming demonstration or if he had any ties to previous cases in D.C.